This one's for all you entrepreneurs out there. If you're starting a business or thinking of starting one in the future, this is information you need to have. There are so many types of businesses out there, from sole proprietorships to LLCs and corporations, but few people really understand what the differences are. Let's start with sole proprietorships. With a sole proprietorship, you are the business. This has the benefit of keeping things incredibly simple, but it also means that you will be personally liable for anything that might go wrong. When someone wants to sue your business, if you are the business, all of your assets, even personal ones, will be in danger. Unless you just hate paperwork or absolutely cannot afford to form some other entity, there's really no good reason to ever form a sole proprietorship. Alright, let's move on to the other main forms of business ownership, which are known as limited liability entities. Unlike a sole proprietorship, with a limited liability entity, the business is its own separate legal entity that is separate from you. If the business gets sued, you are insulated from any legal or financial repercussions. Your liability is limited. The first and most common version of this is a limited liability company, or LLC. LLCs are great because they give you a huge amount of flexibility. LLCs can, for the most part, organize themselves however they want. LLCs are known as a pass-through entity. I'll talk more about what this means in a moment, but basically, when it's time to pay taxes, all of the LLC's profits pass through to you and are treated as personal income on your taxes. Now let's talk about corporations. The first type we're going to talk about is the C corporation. This is the standard corporate entity. A C corporation is not as flexible as an LLC. There are laws that strictly govern what kind of a structure a C corporation needs to have, and it is not a pass-through entity. Unlike LLCs, with a C corporation, the company pays a corporate tax, and then you pay a separate income tax. This means that the profits are taxed twice, once as corporate profits and again as your personal income. But there are still reasons to want to create this kind of entity, such as allowing for a much larger and more diverse pool of investors. Then there's the S corporation. An S corporation is basically a C corporation that is taxed like an LLC. There are restrictions that could prevent you from forming this kind of entity, and they're not as flexible as LLCs, but they're great for smaller companies that are going to have owners who aren't employees of the company. Now, there are other less common entities that I didn't have time to get to, but leave a comment if you'd like a follow-up video, like if you learned something, and subscribe.